Welcome to the Strategy for GMAT channel. My name is Mananpuri and today I'm at the BITSoM campus. Since the last time I was here, a lot has changed. The co-founding class is about to graduate. The placements are almost over. They have a brand new campus and a new dean as well. In this video, we will be covering all of it and a lot more. So this will be my day at BITSoM once again for all of you. So right now I'm sitting with a bunch of students who are about to graduate. They are excited about it. They are not so excited about the graduation as well, given all the fun that they've had over the last couple of years. We will be talking about them, their experience so far, and more importantly, how the placements have been for them. So thank you so much guys for taking out time from your fun schedule, given that it's the last week. So let's quickly start off with the introductions, where you've come from, where are you headed from here. So let's start with you, Neha.
So I'm Neha Dinesh. I was an electronics and communication engineer from Bangalore. I worked at Schneider Electric as a developer before joining BITSoM, and I also co-founded my own D2C e-commerce startup before joining here. Post coming here, during my summers, I got to intern with the Aditya Birla Group as a part of their LEAP program, and I was fortunate to receive a PPO, so I will be joining the Aditya Birla Group post my MBA now.
Oh, interesting. I was in my placements. I got chucked out in the last round, so it always hurts. Yeah. What about you?
So my name is Shorto Mitro. Most of the people know me as Shorts. Right. So before joining BITSoM, I did my BTech in mechanical engineering from SRM University, where I was fortunate enough to be a co-founding team member of a startup called My Captain. We got incubated by NSRCL.
Yeah.
And from there, I actually ventured into edtech a lot more because it was an edtech startup. And I did around 5.5 years of WorkX before coming here at BITSoM. So I interned with Birla Estates for their digital marketing and branding, vertical. And right now in my final placements, I got into Zapcom for their sales and digitization role.
Thank you so much for having us here. So my name is Kshitij and I'm from Chandigarh. Pre-MBA, I worked for 4 years in risk consulting at EY and Deloitte. During my MBA, I went ahead and interned at PwC in the tech consulting practice, where I was also offered a PPO. I also went ahead and did another internship at ITC in marketing and a live project with Aditya Birla Group's corporate and strategy division team. The journey has been great, and I was really able to open myself up at BITSoM. And post MBA, I'm joining Praxis Global Alliance as a management consultant.
Interesting. So let me take you back, more than a couple of years, especially you Shorts, 5.5 years of experience. What made you join BITSoM?
Right, man. Actually, I get asked this a lot by so many people, by juniors as well as applicants who reach out to me. Basically, I had 3 things in my mind. It's not the consultant 3 things, but so what happened was when my dad told me about BITSoM, I had no clue about it. I wanted to get into ISB quite badly, but I had rejected them during my YLP application because I was like, my startup is doing well, so I should go ahead and work with it. Unfortunately, ISB then rejected me thrice. So when my dad told me about BITSoM, I went through it. So the first thing that came through was the BITS legacy. Of course, it's entrepreneurial and it has quite a huge amount of meat behind it, right? Essence which brings together a lot of innovation, etc. Second thing was the kind of faculty which was being which were coming to BITSoM at that point in time. And I looked through them. They were almost as comparable, if not a little bit better than what ISB was doing at that point. So I was like, well and good, the education will be as similar as them. Third thing was that because it's a small batch, I had gotten admits from MDI, SPJ, and etc. But I chose this because there was when you are in a smaller cohort, and because I had gone through so many edtech companies, I understood that learning can be much more personalized and more connected when you have a smaller group of people learning through the same medium.
Yeah.
So these were my 3 things.
Okay. Anything different for you? Any more reasons you had before you joining BITSoM?
I agree with Shorts. The faculty lineup that BITSoM boasted about, with faculty coming in from Kellogg's and NYU Stern, UT Texas, all of that was very appealing. Aside from that, BITSoM also emphasized on winning at workplace courses, which I think not many institutions offer. But it's a very critical aspect, because when we are transitioning from academics to corporate, I think being work ready is something that is really essential, and that's something that BITSoM provides us right now. Very underrated courses like even presentation skills is very essential. That's what we realized post coming here.
The last time I was in campus, you guys were being taught how to make presentations also, PPTs and MS Office and all that. I think that's very important, because otherwise you learn when you're at the job, but if you get it beforehand, it really helps. And in terms of, placement outcomes, of course, I'm assuming, all of you got what you wanted. How was the entire process of, getting you ready for your dream career? Now, I'm assuming still is the dream career, and not just placement, because I've been speaking with, ex-Dean Ranjan, and he's been talking about it's all about the career, it's not about just your first placement and all that. So what sort of things have happened, if, in the past couple of years, that you would like to point out that just stood out in terms of making a dream career for you?
Sure. I'll go ahead and take this.
Sure.
So, let me look at it from three perspectives. One is self-prep, one is prep within BITSoM, and one is external sources. So in terms of self-prep, we really had the option and guidance from all the faculties who were telling us about, what are the latest trends in the industry, what is it that we need to prepare, and how is it that we have to make we have to ensure that we are creating an impact in the processes that we are being a part of. Within BITSoM, we had support from the founding batch. We also had support from the entire class of 24, which is our batch. So all of us were stepping up to help each other. For example, I had to prepare for consulting, and case preparations is one thing that is a core for that. So a few of us, used to conduct cases for each other. So within BITSoM, we were really stepping up and helping each other. Outside of BITSoM, so we had an external partner, Go Crack It, which is an IIM Ahmedabad and Bangalore alumnus startup, and they partnered with BITSoM, and they the mentors used to come to the campus and take mock interviews. They also used to guide us, and before the process for any company, they also used to send primers, etc., which would help us understand more about what the industry trends are, what the company is doing. So I think that really helped us prepare from an overall standpoint, and not just focus on what the job description is demanding, but actually look at everything in terms of what BITSoM students are bringing and how are we plugging in the gap.
Right. And given that it was a tough market, did you guys feel the pinch of it?
Yes and no. A few of us, obviously there were a lot of aspirants for, say, consulting primarily. I myself was looking at product management as well. But obviously when you are coming into a B school, you always have 2 to 3 plans in place, right?
Yeah.
Plan A, B, C. If A does not get executed, then you go to plan B, then plan C. But fortunately, we had a good lineup of companies. The process could be a little more, solved, to be honest, because we didn't expect this, right? That market will be bad. And if there were indicators which could have been, looked at previously, and things could have been in place a lot better, maybe communication could have been better from, say, the industry connects, etc., it would have made for a lot smoother operation. But all's well that ends well, right? So all 3 of us are fortunately sitting with good jobs that we are very eager to go into and create that impact. And whatever learnings we have taken from the 2 years that we have gone through, we want to continue on that and go on for our dream career, as you mentioned.
Right. No, you mentioned about industry connects and things could have been clearer, but things happened right over the years. So how do you think the school sort of, or if at all, did they step up to make sure that your nerves are calmed down and all of this process goes on smoothly?
So one thing is, our since we are a very tightly knit cohort, and the admin with us also, we have a personal connection, a bond, you can say, that has formed over the course of these 2 years. So they are always approachable. They are always ready to help us connect with the world outside, whether it is corporate connections or alumni connections, BITS alum especially. So they have always been there with us, supporting us, giving us the platform. And also, I think our own cohort itself, we have participated in a lot of, our cohort and the junior cohort, now we have participated in many case competitions. And I think, so that's where we are stepping up right now. We have been able to voice out and show that, we are here and ready right now.
Great. And speaking of which, last couple of years, what could have gone better in terms of your experience at the school itself?
Right, we could have used a lot of our library resources a lot more. They are plentiful and abundant, and like I still haven't used, I think Bloomberg Terminal I have never used and gone there and sat down. I have not gone through CMI reports, etc. But I utilize Statista a lot. I have subscribed to FTs, which they provide, but still I don't go through the newspaper every day because there is Ken, there is Economist, etc. etc. So definitely the resources could have been utilized much better.
I would just like to add to what Shorts is saying. So, in addition to the resources and the utilization, because BITSoM is a block teaching system, and usually what happens in block teaching is that although there is a focus on one subject at a given time, but the absorption is, it gets really tough to absorb everything and to consolidate all the assessments, presentations, etc. in a period of 2 weeks. Combine that with the stress for placements, right? So summer placements and final placements. The moment you step into a college in a few weeks, the seniors kind of start telling that, okay, you will be getting companies and this is how you have to prep and all. So I felt that at times it really gets overwhelming for people. I had worked in consulting for 4 years, so I was kind of, we've seen the drill of it, right? But there are people who are relatively new in their journey when it comes to experiences. So that is what I feel could have been done better, that inculcating things early on, probably in term 0 or during the time of joining. And the good thing about BITSoM is that feedback works, and there is always an opportunity to improvise on things and to build things as a legacy moving forward. So what we as a batch did, and what the founding batch also thought, is that for the incoming batches we will have an added section for preparation in their early terms before joining and just when they are joining BITSoM. So how is it that, what do they have to prepare, and how will the journey look like for them in the coming few weeks?
Fair. And what about you, Neha?
Along the lines of what Kshitij said, I think we were given a pre-term course before joining BITSoM that most of us did not fully complete with rigor and enthusiasm, but we did do it. And I think if we had actually done it properly, I think it would have been a great value addition and helped us, pick up right when things started. And because we start off the bat with our block teaching, so there's no room for us to, get adjusted to the methodology, to the pedagogy and everything. So I think if we had done the pre-term courses much better, I think we would have been more efficient when we joined here finally.
Got it. Last couple of questions, guys. So any regrets that you guys have?
Personally for me, I think I should have been a little more proactive in class and done something that we call CP in MBA terms, more CP. So I think MBA is the platform where you get to explore yourself, get out of your comfort zone. And if you're able to do that, whether or not your answer is right, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But as long as you are sharing your thoughts and ideas with the class, I think it'll help build more confidence. And I think that is something that I would like to tell the future cohorts as well, that be more proactive, make the most of your MBA experience and have no regrets, especially in this aspect.
Yes. Yeah, and then don't do CP for the marks, do CP because you have to.
Because you want
put out
to.
your thoughts. Yeah. What about you, Shorts?
To be honest, I have had a blast in these 2 years. Like, I knew it that these were going to be my last academic 2 years of my life. So I did as much as possible in interacting with as many people as possible. But I still feel if I had given 1 or 2 more hours every day, or say maybe in a week, to practicing a little bit more on the football field or maybe the basketball field, and I would have cherished it more, because right now when we go back to our corporate lives, it will be very difficult to again get back this atmosphere, etc. So.
All right, so being the last always is a tough one, but I would say that the regret is that initially, because BITSoM was kind of starting up, so we did step into an interim campus. And what you know how it is in Mumbai, right? So getting space and getting a big space is always tough. But we missed out on the campus life in terms of stepping out at any point of time we want. Very small things, but exponentially large impact. For example, a playground for all of us, or an opportunity to meet outside of our accommodations or hostels. But it would not be fair for me to say this without telling the wins of that side. So because we were in the heart of Mumbai, we were in Powai, very good places. So we were able to travel to places around, we were able to explore things around Mumbai. Now that we've moved to a new campus, this is also a very good ecosystem in its own, but then of course things will build up as and when in terms of connectivity, etc. So that is one thing that I feel could have been better.
Great. Good. I mean, like you said, right? Ideally, nobody should have any regrets.
Absolutely.
Or minimize it at least, yeah. Final question. What is your advice, thoughts? What do you want to tell the future applicants to BITSoM?
My advice would be, I think truly introspect yourself, where you're coming from and what you really want to achieve. Because this is one thing that, an MBA provides. It helps you have a do-over. So you need to get this right. So I think it's like putting in enough thought about what you really want to join or where you want to see yourself in the next 5-10 years. I think thinking about that and then making an informed choice about which institution is the most appropriate and will provide you with the resources and the infrastructure to help you achieve your goals. I think that evaluation is also very critical in helping determine your career trajectory.
Okay. This time you're not at the line. Kshitish, go ahead.
All right. So my advice would be a very simple 2-word advice initially, that try it. I would not disagree that BITSoM is a new school and everybody has apprehensions, doubts when it comes to trying out a new school. Given that you are looking at a long career trajectory, you are also leaving something behind, there's opportunity cost involved. At the same time, the advice is also to be flexible and open-minded, right? A lot of times because we keep on doing mentorship sessions from inside of BITSoM, and I also conduct mentorship sessions outside of BITSoM on other platforms. A lot of the times when students reach out, they already have a set thing in mind that, hey, we want to get into finance or we want to get into consulting. Will it work out? What are the placements like? So I think trying your heart out and focusing more on the bigger picture rather than just the different aspects of it, I think combined it will lead to a very good thing for all the incoming cohorts.
Definitely. Okay. So I'll go last this time. Fine. I think for any applicant who comes into the MBA pool, like having a structured thought about why a 2-year course is important for you rather than a one-year course is something which will definitely define a lot of, say, people who apply post-work experience.
Yep.
And from my perspective, it is always that what you want to achieve from these 2 years or 1 year that you're going into. If it's something that you want to build a network, like sustain a good, say, connections with everyone that you are going in for the MBA for, or maybe looking at your soft skill development, or maybe looking at, say, something which is missing, say, from your entire portfolio altogether. It's like understanding about business aspects from the ground up, or else if you want to raise capital from somewhere else and shape your business idea further. So whatever it is, you should have that, say, said objective in your head rather than having a plan outright, say, for the 5 years or 10 years, because every college will ask you what is your 5-year plan, what is your 10-year plan, etc. But having that sense of, say, goal or sense of orientation will definitely enable you to gain the most out of whichever business school that you go into. And from my say journey till now at BITSoM, I would say that I have gained a lot of things that I wanted to achieve. And personally, I had a very fulfilling journey. It might not be for everyone, but they should do that soul searching while applying and go through all the pros and cons and do the proverbial SWOT analysis that they would like to go about.
Yeah. Right. Cool. Great. Thank you so much, guys, for taking out time, and wish you all the best for the corporate life and the rut that you're about to get into. It'll be a lot of fun, different kind of fun, I'm sure, especially the LEAP program. a lot of different things to do
Yeah.
and there. So it'll be a lot of fun. Enjoy the last few days in the campus, and thank you again. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you,
for
Manan.
having us.
Cut. Thank you so much, sir, for taking up the time and talking to us. Given that it's just been 3 months, a new job for you, I'd first like to ask, what made you choose BITSoM after such an illustrious career so far?
Thanks, Manan. So I've been in the US for the last 26 years, and before coming here, I was a professor of operations at University of North Carolina. I was reaching a point where I wanted to try out something new and exciting, and India offers both of them.
Yeah.
And especially the higher education sector in India is going through this massive transformation. And being a business school professor, I saw a lot of opportunities here. And BITSoM, when I was looking for different opportunities, the vision that the chancellor had for BITSoM captivated me.
Yeah.
Basically, build a global business school, one of the top business schools in India, and this is not something that such an opportunity doesn't come across very easily. To have a brand new startup business school where you can make changes, try out different things.
Yeah.
So that really is the reason why I'm here.
Interesting. And how have the past 3 months been? What's going well? What's not going well?
Yeah, I think in terms of what's going well, it's the promise, a lot of the promise that the place held actually has come true. So of course, one of my main reasons for coming to India and BITSoM is the quality of students, and we have some terrific students here, and really happy to be spending my days with students who are highly enthusiastic and energetic, right? So I think the other thing that is on the positive side is just the number of opportunities and the upside here. If I thought there were upsides, like now that I've spent 3 months, I think I'm even more bullish about the place as well as in India in general.
Yeah.
What are the downsides? Of course, the traffic in Mumbai. I've been away for too long, and it's going to take me a little while to get adjusted to. And I believe the monsoon in Mumbai is also something to be worried about. So we'll see.
Interesting. But as a school, in terms of, like you said, what you expected is what you got. What are the 2-3 things you would want to immediately fix if they're not doing right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's not, I'm a professor of operations, and I believe in continuous improvement. So, every organization can be improved, and every day is an opportunity to improve. So that's the way I look at BITSoM as well. And some of the areas of improvement, I think one of them is going to be about the curriculum. I think, the mission of the school was to have a technology-infused MBA program.
Yeah.
And we are right now in a very exciting phase, right? Not just BITSoM, all MBA programs. With ChatGPT and AI, basically the rug got pulled out of the feet of all of the deans around the world. So I think this presents enormous opportunities, and at the same time, I'll confess, it's not clear for any of us on exactly what we should do with the MBA program. How should you incorporate AI into the MBA program? So, and as a researcher in this area, I think I bring in certain ideas, and I've worked with companies around it. So that is something that I'm going to be spending a lot of time on during the summer, getting technology, especially AI, both build research capabilities within the school, as well as infuse it into the curriculum. So that's my top number one priority. And the other one that I'm very much looking towards too, which is a challenge, is, again, for all of the schools in India, is attracting globally well-known researchers as faculty members. So that's a perennial problem in India, and that's something that I'm trying to figure out as well.
Interesting. Yeah, I think technology, and right now ChatGPT and AI is more for completing assignments, but there it has to be an integral part of the curriculum as well. I think that's a fair way forward for sure.
Yeah.
Given that there is a platform that is laid for you, it's been almost 3 years since BITSoM started.
Yeah.
What do you see BITSoM as in the next 5 years? If you are standing here 5 years later, this campus is here to stay. So, how would BITSoM look like?
Yeah, I think 5-10 years down the line, I mean, where I want BITSoM to be is to be this technology leader in the MBA space, right? I think these kinds of opportunities, especially the one that we are currently living through, don't happen often, right? I mean, right now with AI and with basically AI, there's so many changes happening, and everybody is struggling. It's not just the businesses, not just the schools, it's the businesses as well, right? When I talk to companies, they are often struggling with how do I incorporate AI into the curriculum, into their workplace. So the use cases are still ill-defined. We have a few companies that are leaders, and then the others are just trying to figure out what it is.
Yeah.
So if we typically look at business schools, we have been really good at writing about what industry does and teaching it to the students, right?
Yeah.
So where I really would like for business schools to go is to be able to lead businesses. And I think AI is actually presents such an opportunity where we can, as researchers and like faculty members, develop material that we can impart to our students as well as to the practitioners. And as I'm right now teaching a digital operations class for my MBA students, and I was telling the students, you guys are going to be at the forefront of the change. Unlike 5 years, 10 years back, when MBA students were recruited by companies would tell them like, okay, you're going to be a marketing manager. Here are the few things you need to do, and you basically like you get these people, plug them into the roles.
Yeah.
Right now, the roles are changing, the tasks are evolving. So we need the MBA students to actually get into the companies and actually figure out like how the future is going to look like. So it's a incredibly exciting time, and I think the time and the period that they spend in the MBA program is critical.
Yeah.
So that they are well equipped to lead that change.
Interesting. And I think going ahead, looking at applicants now who apply to business schools in India, a lot of them are focused on placements, the brand value, and all those things. They need a legacy around it,
Right.
in some sense.
Right.
And given the fact that your vision is to have more tech-enabled, tech-ready students, what is your message to the applicants who are looking to apply at BITSoM and few other schools? What is the value proposition that you would want to pitch to them, given that, as I said, right, it's almost like you said, it's a startup school,
Right.
Or that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think the key value proposition, I think that there are a few. First one is that like we have a visiting faculty model, so you can come to BITSoM and then like be trained by the best minds around the world, right? So one of the big advantages of the people who visit us is not only are they great teachers, but they are researchers. They are staying at the cutting edge of technology. So when you're sitting in this classroom, you're actually getting exposed to some of the cutting edge, bleeding edge ideas around the world. So I think that is important. And the other key, value proposition of BITSoM is that our students are, it's not just about knowledge transfer. We have a long 2-year program, which allows us to focus not just about imparting knowledge, but also like build on more on the experiential component, as well as like living as a manager, being and feeling through the problems, right?
Yeah.
So we want to focus on all 3 aspects, like, as Shrikant Datta from HBS said, like, knowing, doing, and being. So I think, I would say the key value proposition for students here is you can come here for a holistic MBA education.
Sure. And final point around, the burgeoning entrepreneurship ecosystem in the country. How is BITSoM placed? What is the focus on entrepreneurship that you guys have?
Yeah, so I think that's a wonderful question. Basically, like, BITSoM, like we have a tight connection to BITS Pilani, and we have, BITS Pilani has been like has got an incredibly healthy, startup entrepreneurial culture, right? So one of the things that I'm planning to do when I spoke about like infusing technology into the MBA program is to build these tight collaborations with the Pilani, the educational, the engineering university as well, right? So when students come here, they'll be able to leverage not only the incredible background of BITS Pilani, but also this is Mumbai. I mean, there's incredible tech startups happening. Like we have another campus in Powai. So I think down the line we're planning to have some incubators, like plug into the startup community. So this is this is going to be a really vibrant place for young entrepreneurs to come and test their ideas. And of course, a couple of years down the line, like we are, in fact, like right now we are starting the School of Design, right? So it's going to start from June, July. So, and we have the law school already started. So students can come here and not just get business education, but they can also see the overlaps with law, overlaps with design. I think managers, for example, need to be creative in the problem solving, and who better to learn about creative problem solving than the folks at design, right? So I think it's an amalgamation of like different skill sets, the engineering background of BITS Pilani, and then like the law school, the design school, and then the visiting faculty model. All of these make BITSoM an exciting place.
Great. I wish you and the BITSoM family all the best. Thank you so much for taking out time, and I would love to chat again in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mandar, and appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mandar, for joining us again. It's been about a year since I was here.
Yes.
I'm sure a lot has changed, new campus and everything. how have the last 12 months been?
So good evening, Manan. Wonderful as always speaking with you, and wonderful hosting you on the new campus. The last time we interacted was at the Hiranandani campus at Powai.
Yeah.
So as you rightly mentioned, yes, there have been quite a few changes in the last 12 months. In fact, the biggest change being that we have now moved to our permanent campus. And what it has done is, as far as students are concerned, it's brought the kind of feeling of having everything under one roof.
Yeah.
So while all the infrastructure and facilities were in place at Powai as well, here definitely there is availability of space. And with that also comes the fact that you are able to kind of plan things better, and it's definitely a change. Welcome change there. The campus also has come up beautifully, and students also quite excited and happy at having made this transition. The other differentiator that has happened over the last 12 months is there's been a change in leadership at BITSoM. Dr. Ranjan Banerjee, Mr. Uday Virmani have moved on, and Dr. Saravanan Kesavan has come in as the new dean. He's taken charge. He obviously has his thoughts and plans for the institute going forward, and I'm sure we'll move to the next phase of growth under his able leadership. So that's there. The external market also, as we are all aware, has seen changes, and there have been challenges as we went along. Fortunately for us, given the fact that it's a smaller cohort, given the legacy of BITS Pilani, given the pedagogy, the curriculum differentiators, and also the way the students have performed over the years, has definitely helped us in terms of ensuring that we have kind of been able to get through this phase without getting too badly affected, so to say.
Okay, that makes sense. I think market has been bad at large for all B schools. But I think it's these markets that define the legacy for you also.
Absolutely.
So on that note, how have the internships been for the first years this time?
So internships have been good. Quite a few of the regular recruiters or existing recruiters have come back again. We've had top names from across domains getting added. And in fact, happy to mention that, as far as apart from the regular recruiters like your HULs and McKinseys of the world, we also were able to add new names like Pernod Ricard, Britannia, Gartner, Access Mutual Fund, Quantum Mutual Fund, couple of other smaller new age companies, so to say. So all in all, it's been good, and internships by and large are under control. We've kind of got the entire batch placed, barring about a handful of people who are looking at specific requirements at this point of time. And for them also, processes are ongoing at the moment, and we are confident we should be able to get that bit also cleared up.
Okay, and
what has happened is also March year end has come in, so a lot of businesses are busy with year closing and all of that. So, which is why processes have been kind of delayed a little bit. We hope to get them completed by the first week of April or so.
And in terms of stipend numbers, how have they fared compared to last year?
We've not seen much of a differential over last year. There may have been a slight dip there, but hardly anything to really be concerned about.
Okay, makes sense. And then on the flip side, the class of 2024 is just about to graduate. Placements are almost over. So how has that been? Because that's the bigger challenge. Internships are still okay, but what about final placements?
So again, in the final placements also, given the performance of the students over the years, and obviously the founding batch is out into the industry, so the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and that has ensured that we've had good traction there also. We have had repeat recruiters come over again this year for the finals. We've added quite a few new names also. And all in all, that also is under control. So as I said, few students who are undergoing processes at this point of time. In fact, as we speak, processes are ongoing, and we are confident that we should be able to get through the internships, the finals as well, comfortably. Okay.
And did you see a change in the mix of the type of companies that come in by sector versus last year?
Not really, but we've had good success in terms of some of the newer tech companies getting added, some of the newer sectors being represented, whether it was health tech, whether it was fintech, BFSI sector, certain new names have got added. So it's been good. We've had good traction over the last 2 years.
Okay.
And the good part is, what is satisfying is, I'm sure you would want to know this, as far as the CTC numbers are concerned also, we've been kind of holding our fort at this point of time.
So similar numbers as last year for this also, which is a good thing also.
Yes.
Considering the market is bad, if you're holding fort, I think that's a win in some sense.
Absolutely.
Right, and versus previous years, and it's a trend at all B schools, there used to be mass recruiters coming in, taking double-digit, even triple-digit numbers at a few schools. Is that the trend that has continued here, or like other schools, smaller number of roles come in, but many companies have come in and the wider portfolio has increased?
So what has happened is we ourselves have been conscious about the fact that we do not want to put all eggs in one basket. So right since the beginning, we've been looking at broadening or deepening our portfolio as such. That's one. Secondly, given that it's a smaller cohort and given that it's a newer campus, we do not have bulk recruiters, so to say, like you mentioned about double digit and triple digit. The cohort itself is small, and as a result of that, as also the fact that it's a newer school, people also would like to test the waters, and which is when the numbers will start going up over a period of time as we have more and more alums in the industry. So that trend continues this year also. In fact, very happy to say that some of the recruiters who are repeat recruiters have definitely increased their numbers. So somebody who picked up 1 last year has gone up to maybe 2 or 3. Somebody who picked up 2 last year has gone to 4. And what it has also done is the number of roles have gone up per company. So if the company last year probably wanted to just test the waters and open up 1 role, this year they may have given 2 or 3 roles. So that is definitely helping in terms of deepening the share of wallet. With regard to the hires, maybe 1 or 2 as the case may be, but the roles have opened up. So in a sense, that has helped us also.
Makes sense.
Because companies also feel that once you've gone to the campus and if you're getting your desired outcomes and desired returns, then might as well make good use of that.
Makes sense. I mean, the students were there; they would have performed well.
Absolutely.
That's why, and stuck around. More importantly, and then you feel that you would want to hire more from there.
Correct.
And last year also the reliance on the Aditya Birla Group was not much. Given this in the environment, has it increased? It has stayed the same?
Not really. It has probably gone up maybe by just about 10%, if at all.
Okay.
And what it has, even if this 10% has been broad-based, so it's not as if the same companies have come and hired. It's, as I said, the roles have opened up, broader roles have opened up. So that has led to maybe a 10% increase, if at all, not by much.
Okay. Looking ahead, in the next 12 months, what are the plans given, assuming the markets will probably get better, as we said, God willing. So what are the plans for the next 12 months?
So we will continue to work towards broadening the portfolio, deepening the portfolio. Existing recruiters do a little bit of what works more. And in terms of newer opportunities, we'll definitely showcase what all the students have to offer. And BITSoM definitely has created a name for itself over the last 2 years. So definitely people are sitting up and taking notice. That's for certain. It's for us now to kind of deepen that relationship, deepen that bond, and take it further from here on. Okay. It does take a while before B school starts setting a stage for itself and then building on that. And I think we've done well over the last 2.5 years on that.
What about international placements?
So generally the trend of late has been that most of the companies, even at the legacy schools, don't really go in for international roles. Typically some of the roles that they pick up, they would say that you start off in India and then make your way through the organization on international assignments. That's one. Having said that, for the founding batch itself, we were able to bring in international roles. So SKF brought their global graduate program, which entailed 6 months stint in India, 6 months stint in Sweden, and 6 months stint in Southeast Asia at one of the centers. British Petroleum had also got in their global commercial program, which was a global program. So likewise, these companies have come and hired for global roles, not necessarily in a direct sense, but in an indirect manner for sure.
Fair enough. What would you say to a potential applicant for BITSoM? I've been asking this question to the students, to the dean, and of course you as well. So what would be your message for them?
So definitely BITSoM is a new kid on the block, as it were, and given that we are late entrants in the field of management education, there are certain things that we have tweaked at our end to our advantage, and that's something that is, it gives the pulse of the market in a way. So the winning and the workplace courses, for example, I think we're probably the only school that offers those. Apart from that, the curriculum also is a recent one. So normally what happens is with schools which have been in existence for a while, it's not very easy to change the curriculum because we were late entrants. We've kind of been able to plug into the latest requirements of the industry, and we've taken that forward. So definitely it's a vibrant young institution. So come over and be a part of the institution and help it grow, watch it grow over the years, and I'm sure you can kind of make a mark. Going to a legacy institution vis-a-vis going to a new institution, you can always leave your footprint in whatever way possible. So that's something that I would say as a message to the incoming aspirants.
The last statement was very, very profound. Leave a mark. I think that's very important. Thank you so much, Mandar, again, and all the best for the rest of the placements.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure it'll work out and all of them will be placed very, very soon.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you.
So this was my day at the BITSoM campus. I absolutely loved this campus. The vibe is amazing, the infrastructure is brilliant, and the design is amazing as well. It's a good advert for the design school that they're coming up with. More importantly, the students are loving this campus. The entire infrastructure, the classrooms, the sports facilities is something that they are relishing. In fact, the co-founding class or the class that is about to graduate is almost jealous of the first years because they'll get to spend one more year here. Regarding placements, I think they'll finish up very, very soon, but the signs look very, very promising. They are able to maintain the averages that they had last year. I think in this market, it's a very good sign for a new school like BITSoM. Talking to the dean, I felt the man has the head and his heart in the right place. He's not just talking AI, not talking tech, he's walking that talk. With the tie-ups with BITS Pilani for an incubation center, or the research focus that he has on AI that he will bring up and become a part of the curriculum as well. So overall, it's a great advert for the school. The design and law schools are also coming up here in the same vicinity, which means it is also going to be like a university atmosphere at the campus. Now, whether or not you should apply to BITSoM, it's totally your call. Do your research, talk to the admissions team, talk to the students, talk to the alums. But overall, from my perspective, the potential is still there. Subscribe to the Strategy for GMAT channel for more such videos on various campuses. Until next time, on the BITSoM campus or any other campus, it's bye-bye.